If you in the market to buy a house, homeowner, just as I had my house got in 2019, so going on 7 years. It'll be 7 years this year I've been in my house. And let me tell you, make sure you have some savings, a credit card if you need it, or just extra money laying around, because your house payment, when you get approved for the house, they approve you for this high ass amount, but like they don't tell you pest control that comes quarterly from maintenance. Not because you don't want to just spray because you have roaches. You want to keep them coming, quarterly. Pest control, lawman. Do you have a boyfriend or daddy, somebody's gonna come cut your grass for free, or are you cutting your grass for free? For cutting your grass. That your electricity bill, that will fluctuate during the summer months, winter months, depending on where you live. I'm in Louisiana, so my bill is gonna be high. My summer is not that, is very expensive because I gotta pay for a higher electric bill, and I gotta pay to get my grass cut in the summer. Then what else is it? Your payment fluctuates too. Property taxes, shortages on your mortgage, all that fluctuates too. So like, can you pay your shortage, or you pay for your taxes like I did? But I was able to pay it, so thank God. But like, all that ebbs and flows. When you get your payment, when you get approved for your house, they just approve you for that number. They don't care how you pay everything else, or they don't know that you can pay everything else. So make sure you have some extra money in your savings. I just had an issue with my air conditioner. I ended up having to pay $185. Everybody kept saying how that's good. Maybe, but it's just me. It's one income in this house. So like, and it's an off pay week. So yeah, but thank God I was able to pay without dipping into anything, because finally things are on the right track. But
hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So wanted to do this video for those of you that want to buy a house, to give you the real of home ownership, not the hype. When you're at the title company and the realtor and everybody's excited for you and taking pictures, and I'm talking about after the first 3 payments, and then you realize, you know what? I've made a commitment for 30 years minimum to take care of this house. And this is where these things might hit you, and you're like, oh boy, what do we do? You want to watch this video to the end, because we're going to give you some tips, some pointers, some solutions to help you manage the house so you don't have to feel overwhelmed like the young lady that we just watched, because she's telling you the truth. The lender, we're going to approve you to get into a home, but your daily expenses, these are things that we don't necessarily account for. Those of you that watch the channel, I say all the time, we live on the net, but as a lender, we qualify you on the gross. Let's break down a couple of things that she said thus far that are very pertinent for you. She says, it's just me, right? One income. If you're looking to purchase a home and it's just, you have to understand that the buck stops with you as far as the income is concerned. Any of my single folks that are looking to buy a home, it is something that I don't deviate from, as far as you having a reserve account. Money's already in reserve, meaning you can't buy this house and exhaust all of your reserve monies just to get into the home. Because I had this question asked for me today. How much is that minimum, Robert? 6%. 6% of whatever the purchase price of the home is, you need to have that in reserves. And I can hear you now. Oh, I'll never. Look, you can do what you want to do. I'm trying to keep you off of TikTok. I'm trying to help you enjoy your home. And that only happens when we go through these exercises. So take whatever the sales price is. If you're buying a $200,000 home, 2 times 6 is 12. You need 12 grand before you look to apply for a home loan and look to get into a house. And hopefully, if you're dealing with the right team, especially in the time that we are now, because it's still somewhat of a buyer's market, in my opinion. There's not a lot of inventory, but there's not a lot of buyers. So you have advantages to that, but you should be able to get 3, maybe 3.5% in seller concession from the seller to help you. And so now that 12 goes down to 6, and you got 6 grand to start your home ownership journey with. because you only got one income. The second thing that she mentioned is very important is you need to understand the location of where you're buying and take into consideration the extremes. She's in Louisiana. Heat, humidity, high equals running of AC units, and the time that those units are going to be running are going to be at the peak times, peak cost for the energy. So what I would do if I were you, if I was in the South or in the Northeast area where you have cold extremes, you could do the research now with all of the large language models that we have to get an idea of what the cost for your electrical entity, propane or gas entity, those energy sources that are used to maintain a home, and see what the peak levels are when everybody's on the grid. Now, if you're already in a home, you need to understand how to read your electricity bill and find out what the per kilowatt hour is. And what you'll find when you start managing or reading your bill, hopefully you're actually looking at it, you can see your behaviors. And more times than not, off peak hours are going to be the least expensive time to use said energy source. So if you're in a home, that's something that you can implement. If you're washing clothes, it's cheaper to wash clothes after 11 o'clock at night. Why? Because the grid is not as busy at that time. It's just like a toll road. Okay, it's like congestion. The more people that are using the source, the higher the cost per kilowatt hour is. So understand what those extremes are where you're looking to buy your home. That is a great thing to do before you get into home ownership. And that's if you have a single income household or multiple income households. It's just good to know these things. She also mentioned her AC, her air conditioning unit. I took a little time and I wrote it down. It is good for you to take inventory if you're in a home already. This is for those that are in a home. Take an inventory of the brands of the appliances and the thing that your home is using to run, and hop online and just find out what the useful life is on those items. As an example, your AC and heating unit, or if you have a heat pump or what have you, find out what the brand is and see what the useful life is. Go one step further and find out what the best filter is for said unit. And if you want to go one step further, hop on YouTube and find out how to maintain the outside unit a couple of times a year, right before the cold season and right before the hot season. You would be surprised that the useful life of your HVAC or your AC and heating unit will increase when you maintain it properly. You'd be surprised at the number of people that do not change the filter. And that filter is just like your lungs, and it could kill the unit like that. So filters and regular maintenance is what can prolong the life of these things. And so you have to determine before you buy. Now I'm talking to those of you that haven't purchased. Are you someone that can't do nothing and you want to pay for everything? Well, then you need to know these things because that's additional cost. I think everyone that owns a home should have the ability to do small things. You should be able to change a filter. You shouldn't have to call anybody or get us on a subscription to do that. But that's just my opinion. You guys let me know if I'm going too far because I'm sure there's examples of why people may have to do that. These are things that you need to know, and these are things that you all are saying that no one has told you about. Well, I'm telling. So find out what the brand, the useful life, and then the maintenance for said thing so that you can maintain it and prolong the life of it. 15 years is what you should get for the AC. 15 years for your washer and dryer. How many of you guys know that are watching, and you can interact and put it down in the comment section, but how many of you guys know that there's a filter in your washing machine? How many of you guys know that there's a clean setting in your washing machine? How many of you guys know that you need to clean your washing machine? How many of you guys know your dryer can be prolonged by cleaning out the lint ball that get stuck either going outside your house or wherever it's going, and it can help prevent fires. How many of you guys know that you need to change the hot and cold inlet pipes for the water every 3 years, depending on the brand that you buy? There's a filter for the dryer as well. I'm gonna put down in the comment section some of the best filters, in my opinion, that I use for our AC in the description, and then you guys can go and look and see if you can't find yours. But these are things that you need to be able to do to prolong the life and prevent these additional costs. So if you haven't purchased yet, homework to do. If you're in a home, these are some of the things that you can do to help limit the cost. So you can get 10 years on a microwave by cleaning it. You notice the theme here? The cleaner things are, the longer they last. Not putting metal items, paying attention, reading how the machine works so that you can get the most out of it. 15 years for dishwashers. There is a filter in your dishwasher that needs to be cleaned that helps prolong it. Your garbage disposal. There are several systems in your home, and depending on how large the home is and how many features you have, that require you to participate either by paying someone to do it, which is the most expensive, or by you being able to handle some of these things and only paying for what you need to pay for. But the biggest connection that you need to make is that it's not rocket science. You can do it. A lot of the ladies that I deal with, these are some of the things that I give them after closing as far as checklists, and give them pep talks on, hey, you can do this, and the costs aren't as expensive as you think they are. Hopefully, all of that can ignite you to start thinking of, okay, it's not just me going to the title company or the attorney's office and saying, I bought my first house. It's about staying in it, and while you're in it, enjoying it, and it providing the shelter that you need for you and your family so you can cultivate yourselves. And then if you decide to sell it, you'll get the top dollar because you have maintained it over the years. Let's continue.
That was an unexpected 185. Do you have that? If you like to go out to eat all the time, do this, do that. Don't get you a house and then you be house poor. I would say anybody that sometimes I wish I never got my house. I love being separated, having my own house and not having to live next to somebody. But homeownership is a lot, especially if you're single. Like I said, I always say if I get married, I want my husband to have an alternate pay week as mine. So at some point we always have some money coming in because it's a lot. So I don't want to harp on nobody's dreams or, be a hater, but just telling you from a single woman who's had a house for 7 years. Make sure you have some discrepancy funds. Make sure you have an ample amount of savings. Make sure you have your parents can help you out, all that, because just, you don't want to be stuck in the house poor. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you, young lady, for being very transparent and giving the real. And I'll say it again, ladies, or single people, because a lot of you guys are sensitive out here. And this isn't a relationship channel. But I'm going to tell you like this. It takes two to make the thing go right. And if you decide to do it alone, you got to have your ducks in a row. You cannot purchase a home because you want to have security without having the resources to be able to maintain the home, because there's no security in that. And so some of you should continue to rent until the time that you saved up enough money. And like the young lady saying, life is happening. And when you're reacting, remember that's a poor mindset. I'm a reactor and not a planner, then it's going to be hard on you. Use that, take that how you will. If I'm off, guys, if I missed a point, let me know in the comment section. If you think I'm spot on, give me a chutch or an indeed to let me know that I'm hitting the mark. And if you can add some value as to how to maintain systems in your home, those that are watching will appreciate it, and I thank you in advance for you doing so. Now, I want to balance it out. Just don't always want to show ladies. Let me show a young man and let you get his testimony on why it is you need to have some money, some munyan, some dead presidents if you decide to own a home. Let's check it out.
What I don't think enough people realize when they're thinking about purchasing a home is that it's not the payment the monthly mortgage matters, like your principal, interest, taxes and insurance. That mortgage matters, your PITI. But what's going to really smoke your boots is the maintenance, the upkeep, and the sheer thought to want to upgrade your house. It's going to be stuff you want to do in a house because it is yours. That is just expensive. I don't care if you buy a cheap house. I bought the house I'm currently in for $180,000. That is a cheap house to most people in America. But when it comes to putting stuff in this house that I want, upgrading things, getting things fixed, the prices of those things are 2026 prices.
Man, he's cooking. I want to stop him right there. Love how he has eloquently summarized everything that I just said in the first part of the video. Most of you guys would jump at the opportunity to buy a home for $180,000. I think you will agree upon that. But as he said, it's not just the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And I would say this, a lot of you guys don't understand the taxes and insurance in that they increase over time because they're tied to inflation. They're tied to how your city, township, parish, county, school district funds the things that you and those around you are using. So a lot of you have that disconnect. But beside that, let me digress to what he's saying. You want to do things in your house, hopefully. If you remember, I think minimum you should have 14 cents times your square foot to be able to put to the side every month. Stated differently, 1% of the value of your home should go back into your home every year. And so if you can't do those things, if you're from the mindset that, what's the interest rate? When people ask me that question, I know they're not ready. And the reason you're not ready, and the reason you come to these videos is to get ready, and that's a good thing, is you think that your payment is going to remain the same forever. And the principal and interest portion is what is tied to the interest rate, but the taxes and insurance is not. And you guys just understand that the whole payment is together. And so you think my mortgage payment has gone up. It hasn't. The taxes and insurance have. But when I get that question, what's the interest rate? You're giving signals already that you're not ready. Then I ask how much you guys saved, and I know you're not ready. And why do you say that, Robert? Why are you being so mean? I'm not being mean. I'm being real with you because I want you to succeed. And on this channel, we simplify the home loan process by telling the truth. No menteros, no liars over here. We tell the truth. And to some of you guys, it's music to your ears. And to others that want to get on TikTok and complain after you buy, well, this is noise to your ears. God bless you. But to those of you that can hear, right, you're going to be better off for it. So like you said, you want to do stuff to your home, and they're at 2026 prices. I don't know if you've watched the news recently, but all of the tariffs that we had, the Supreme Court has stated that they were unconstitutional. And the TLDR of the story that I was reading is this: Walmart, Target, as my mother-in-law called it, Target, Costco, a lot of these places are going to get a check. They're going to get reimbursed for those unconstitutional tariffs. But guess who paid them? You did. I did. We ain't getting no check. It ain't fair. But he that has the gold makes the rules. I stated all that to say that it's 2026 and you have to adjust your mindset to what Snickers prices are today. Coca-Cola prices. If you're healthy, what an apple cost. It don't cost what it cost in 1990. Why? Inflation. So understand these things, ladies and gentlemen, and prepare yourself before you get onto the property ladder. The term is know before you owe. Let's continue.
10 months after moving into this house, we found out that we had clay pipes from 1954, and they just happened to get tree roots in them that are unrepairable 10, 11 months after we bought this house. I bought a cheap house. My mortgage at that time was $1,375 a month. Cheap house. It cost $5,000 to get a new green pipe plumbing system, plastic plumbing system put in. $5,000. When I moved in this house, I had a 2-year-old. We live on a main road. My 2-year-old, even though we had a backyard, my 2-year-old, he want to play in the front yard. Bro, I got all this backyard for you. No, Daddy, I want to play in the front yard where all the cars are. So I said, man, I got to put up a fence. I gotta zone this little boy off. He can't be just running all over the place. Fence quotes $14,000 to $17,000 for a vinyl fence. The house was a cheap house. Fences, 2026 prices. Plumbing, 2026 prices. We needed a new driveway. Our driveway was tore up and it was too small. We live on the main road. It takes us 5 minutes to back out into the street sometimes. I said, man, I got to be able to turn around. Driveway, $5,400. Scrape up the old one, put a new one. 2026 prices. My furnace just stopped working a week and a half ago. Guy comes out, looks at it, check it up. Oh, you need this thing fixed. Oh, it looked like it ain't been serviced about 4, 5 years. Last time you got your furnace. I ain't gonna lie to you, big dog. It's been about 3, 4, 5 years. I ain't get it serviced. $850. $850 for a part that probably was $100, maybe $75 for the part. It's the labor. He was here for 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Did the maintenance, put the part in. $850. I want y'all to understand, I bought a cheap house, $180,000 house. We didn't even get to the stuff that we want to do in the house. We didn't even have a dining room table for the first 2 years we lived here. And then when we bought one, we bought a little $400 one off of Etsy. And then around year 4 or 5, we said, this little $400 joint, all right, it done had its time. It done had its time. It's time to upgrade. We bought a $2,200 all wood, natural wood dining table. $2,200 for a table? We just got a new coffee table maybe a year and a half ago. $600 for a marble top coffee table. Before that, we had a little $80 joint from Wayfair. It was marble top, but it was the stick-on paper marble top. It was MDF, MDF wood, the compressed wood with the little sticker marble joint. Now we got real marble on the table. I'm telling you, it's not the payment. It's the maintenance, the upkeep, and the stuff that you're going to want to do to the house. Factor in all of it.
Man, social media is gold. If I was looking to buy a home, these are the types of videos that I would look to listen to, and not all the doom and gloom and not everything is rosy. You want people that are owners, homeowners, and that are giving you the real. And he laid it out eloquently. Now, you know what he didn't say? That he wants to sell his house. He's an adult. What he's saying is, man, it costs money and you have to be prepared for it, right? Just to recap, his pipes. Those pipes didn't just get roots in it when he moved in, but they presented a problem after he moved in. The people that were living there may have not noticed that there was an issue. They may have overlooked it. You could find a million videos about how the inspector didn't catch this and this, that, and the third. Every house is either has an issue or it's going to have an issue. It is depreciating. So the takeaway is this. If you have any trees around your house, remove them within 15 feet. Diameter, perimeter, nothing within 15 feet because roots move. They do. If you're building something new, do not plant any trees close to your house. That's lanyard. Do with it what you will. But pipes, plumbing is expensive. Now, when it comes to me, I'm somebody that takes care of a lot of things. But certain things you have to call the professionals for. Well, this is why you use that 14 cents per square foot. And this is why you have reserves for when these types of things happen. Or if they happen. Preferably they don't, but you're prepared if they do. A fence. Now, he ain't lying about the fence. You feel me? All of that, it looks nice and it's pretty and all those types of things, you got to pay for it. It's akin to those folks that buy these luxury vehicles just to get the vehicle, but they don't understand the maintenance. It costs $2,000 to change the oil. Yes, sir. That's that foreign you got. You didn't know? Yeah, you out here fronting for the gram. You capping. Big hat, no cattle. That's what they say in Texas. So fencing. And the fence was so he could protect his son that wants to play in the front. Kids spend more money without a job. It's crazy, right? Because they have our heart. We love them. And they spend a lot of money. The driveway. Nothing lasts forever, guys. So if you're looking to get onto the housing ladder or become a homeowner, you can't just suck all the life out of it because it's going to look a hot mess. I was just in another state this past week riding around looking at some real estate, and I'm like, man, these folks aren't homeowners. These are renters that were looking for the least payment possible, and they said, we're going to move here and we ain't going to do nothing else. And the house looks like it. And then when they get ready to sell, it blows my mind. They think they're going to be able to get what the market says. No, you're not. You move into a house when you're ready mentally and you're mature enough to know that these things cost money, but it's an investment. You're maintaining your investment. And if you plan to stay there a minimum of 8 years or longer while you're raising your family, you will not lose in the end, even if it takes you 30 years to pay it off. I know elders right now that have paid off homes and it took them 30 years, but now it's subsidizing their older self. Quit listening to all these people online that are lying to you. They lying, they capping. They ain't never owned a home. All they doing is speaking to your fears to get into your pocket to buy a course. If you look around, they're all gone now because the printing press has been stopped. That pandemic money has dried up. All the prison money and all the plays and all that kind of stuff, where they at? It's gone. So good thing you're watching a video like this. It's not going to be you, and you're going to be prepared to know before you owe, not just about the principal and interest, taxes and insurance, but about the pipes and the fencing and the driveways and the air conditioning and knowing when to utilize the electricity during peak hours or off hours. All of the nuances that only come from those that have been in the game. What game is that, Robert? The game of owning a home successfully. So now, after you watch all of this and you said, you know what, Robert, I'm ready. Well, I would love to have a conversation with you to see if I can help you and yours get onto the property ladder. You can reach out to me by clicking the link in the description or in the top pinned comment of this video to schedule a consultation, 15-minute call. I'll listen to you to see what it is that you're trying to achieve and if I can help in that endeavor. So click the link, schedule a call, let's talk. If there's a fit, we'll move forward. And if you're not ready to take that step, well, that's the beauty of YouTube, right? You can continue watching videos like these to educate yourself until the time that you're ready to get on the housing ladder successfully. My time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, guys, let's be good to one another. Let us let grace abound. Indeed, y'all stay blessed.